If you had a dime every time you heard of missions bringing fresh water and supplies to Africans, we'd all be millionaires, right? Well, from the outside looking in, it's impossible to truly grasp the daily horrors and challenges that many Kenyans here face. Apart from just water, people have to overcome disease, lack of infrastructure, famine, sanitation, poverty, human trafficking, and so much more. About 3 hours from the capital of Nairobi lies the Kajiado County, where the extremes here are even more extreme. This is where an ancient and prosperous tribe thrives, the Maasai people. Hundreds of years of colonialism extinguished a majority of the original African tribes. The Maasai are one of the last remaining tribes whose traditions are still protected and practiced today.
I was extremely fortunate to be able to travel to Kenya alongside the First Central Presbyterian Church of Abilene, Texas, and a group of physicians to provide much-needed medical care to the Maasai people. Not only was this one of the most humbling experiences I've ever been on, but it allowed me to broaden my perspective of other cultures as well.
We had the chance to visit a local Maasai village. We were immediately greeted with a local jumping ceremony. The purpose of this is to determine which of the Maasai bachelors can jump the highest. The one who jumps the highest gets their first choice of the available women. The first thing I noticed entering the village was that sanitation and hygiene is not an important issue for them. Animal feces littered the floor, flies and insects were everywhere, and their main source of water? Boreholes filled with stagnant rainwater which they collect and they share with their animals. Women and kids can walk up to 8 hours round trip to get water for the village. Meanwhile, the women who stay behind take care of the homestead, which consists of raising children, building the houses, and making jewelry not only for themselves, but to sell in hopes of making some kind of income. The houses are made up of sticks and cow feces that is dried over time.
So that one is the grand entrance. Hopefully you can fit there. Wow. So this is the bedroom side.
Yeah?
So here is where they sleep and there's no mattress.
They sleep on sticks?
So you can see the bed is made from sticks.
Whoa.
And then skin is placed here. A cow's skin is placed here. And then, so this is the kitchen side. So you can see this is where they place the utensils.
Wow.
Yeah. This is where they cook. You can see even the firewood is set here.
Yeah.
For the evening. You can see there used to be a cabinet here. So where they place their cups. So once the kid comes from home or during the holidays when the kids are here, they sleep on this other side.
Wow.
Yeah.
The men spend most of the day herding the animals.
They start fires for cooking using only available local resources. This includes using friction, sticks, and elephant hair, which is apparently very flammable. The Maasai are known for their colorful clothes, lavish beads and jewelry, and their skills as hunters. However, under the surface, their traditions bring a lot of damage and harm, especially to young girls.
The area is predominantly occupied by the Maasai community, whom they have one of the beautiful culture, which sells the brand Kenya. But amidst this beautiful culture, there is also retrogressive cultural practices, female genital mutilation, which is very rampant here. We have early marriages whereby a girl is given off at the onset of puberty at around 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. And these girls are given off to very old men of around 40, 50, 60 years, so you can imagine.
Men can have several wives, each serving their own purpose. After a single girl or woman is chosen, despite their age, the families begin a bartering process where the girl is traded in exchange for goats, cattle, jewelry, and even other women. Traditionally, when a Maasai gets ill, they use local herbs and tea as their main source of healing. Majority of chronic diseases and issues will go undiagnosed, leading to the never-ending spread of dangerous diseases such as yellow fever, HIV, tuberculosis, and many more. It's no wonder that the average life expectancy of the Maasai is only 42 years old.
Right down the washed-out road lies Mother Esther's,
a boarding school that's mission is to give children exposed to these harmful cultural practices not only a chance to escape, but to offer them education, which is very rare, especially for girls.
So Mother Esther is a place where girls can learn and grow in safety. From the original 26 girls who came to Mother Esther, today we have 207 girls. Some who are at risk of child marriage and FGM, some who come from single parent families, and some who aren't, whose families aren't able to afford the cost of education in Kenya. And so this is our kitchen. The girls here eat what most Kenyan schools serve, so rice and cabbage, or ugali and spinach, beans, maize, that kind of stuff. Because our girls come from so many remote areas of Kenya, places where they would have to walk 8 or 10 kilometers a day to go to school, we house them here on campus.
The average cost of a child here is around $80 a month, which gives them school supplies, a mattress, food, water, and clothes. Each child here has their own job to do. Some do the laundry, some prepare supper, some do the dishes, and others get water for baths. Water is stored in boreholes which catch rainwater. However, Kenya has been in a drought for nearly 3 years. Because of this, water is extremely scarce and is often reused multiple times for different purposes. Education is vital for young girls here. It allows them to dream outside of just Maasai gender roles and to believe that a true profession is possible. The problem is that most of these girls' education ends at the 8th grade, and their only hope to make it to high school is to be sponsored by Western donations, which only a fraction do. Even less than that will be able to attend a university.
The alternative of not going to a high school will be they will be sold. And with education, they will be able to make decisions about their own future.
One of the evenings we got to visit a local high school where one of the girls who graduated from Mother Esther's was there and attending. For privacy reasons and for possible retaliation retributions for leaving her family in the Maasai, her name and face has been altered.
Before I came here, I lost one of my parents. When the Lord blessed me, I will go back and turn to our place and become a doctor to save some life there.
Another problem is that the fee it takes to cover housing for Mother Esther's girls doesn't include doctor's visits and medicine. To serve the Maasai community as a whole, a local church in the village is converted into a medical camp. Here, a lot of chronic long-term healthcare problems, some of which have been present in Maasai for their entire lives, will be diagnosed for the first time.
Okay. Did he injure the shoulder? Is it worse when he walks uphill?
She has had a lot of weight loss. She's lost her appetite. She's urinating a lot, drinking a lot. It looks to me like she has poorly controlled diabetes mellitus. She will be sent to a hospital to be put on insulin.
Many of the Maasai will have journeyed several miles to reach the camp. They wait patiently in hopes that their number will be called. Since several of the Maasai can't afford even a yearly physical exam, this will be their only chance to be seen. Due to the lack of resources that the medical team has at their disposal, not everyone will be able to.
In addition to that, though, we still need support from the United States as far as having volunteer physicians going, nurses going, as well as financial resources to help support.
But the lack of available resources extends much further than just financial donations the doctors from America brought with them. Lack of support from the local government, uneasy access to transportation, and educational challenges over the exposure to Western medicine are some of the physical challenges that the medical team will face.
You have to communicate and convince this patient that the drugs they are taking will help them. They don't believe that they will get well, so you have to convince them and counsel them very well. And then another challenge is that I have to balance the medication. We cannot certify the whole community, but at least we certify around 70%. So I have to balance some drugs for this patient. I give one patient, I deny another patient, so that I can be able to balance all of them.
About 830 patients will have been seen during the 3 days that the medical camp would be open.
A variety of different doctors and pharmacists from Kenya and around the world come here not only to provide crucial medical care, but to spread the gospel as well. The gospel is embedded in the Maasai's every way of life. Sunday's service brings the entire community together. Here, they will participate in the sermon, see their friends and family, as well as sing songs. that has a certain Maasai twist to it. But Christianity doesn't just serve as a community gathering, it acts as a beacon of hope. Hope that better days are ahead, and hope that they will have what they need to survive.
We have a girl named Sylvia who was married off when she was 10 years old. She was married by a man who was 58 years old. She was taken as his fourth wife. And she was taken to live with that man for 6 months before an elder from the local church found out about the marriage and went to rescue her. He then brought her to Mother Esther's school. That was 5 years ago. At a recent mentorship camp, she stood up and for the first time she narrated her whole story on her own. And at the end she told us, that is what happened to me in the past. That is not going to define who I am in the future.
A part of the curriculum for Mother Esther's is the rehabilitation and release of these girls once they come of age.
So they come in, we have to help them psychologically, we have to help them educationally, and then later, after some time, what we normally do, we reintegrate them back to the society, we reintegrate them back to the community so that the community is able to see the benefits of probably education, because number one, we are creating role models for the community. These girls are also our brand ambassador, because once they go home, they talk about the disadvantages of these retrogressive cultural practices, and they also talk about the positive side of having education.
Education here not only serves as an escape, but it also offers these kids, who may not have parents or siblings, a new family. The message for this mission trip was joy, and what amazed me more than anything else was how they were able to find joy in everything. For $600, girls can be sponsored to go on to high school, a cost only a very few in the Maasai can afford to pay. What may seem like an insignificant amount to us, these financial donations go a long way to sponsoring a girl's future that will leave a generational impact in the surrounding Maasai communities, as well as prolonging the needs of the medical camp so that more people can be seen and treated.
Jump.